You're my queen from Boston. Survive, I'm your king from Boston. Survive, you're the queen.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's straight out of Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we have episode 5 of my Tennessee Titans Connected Career Mode. Now hopefully you guys can't hear me like moving my mic around or whatever, but I am like holding it, just because I'm not in my room, which is where I usually record my commentaries, but I'm actually in a slightly different place for this commentary, so it might sound a little bit different, and I might be like moving the mic a little bit, which hopefully won't bother you guys too much. But anyway, get into this gameplay here. This is episode 5, week 3 against the Detroit Lions. Now, I did put on some custom sliders for this game that are supposed to be harder than all Madden difficulty. I'll put the link to them in the description. I think I'm going to eventually make a video on them. But they're by a guy named Jared21 on OperationSports.com. If you guys don't know what Operation Sports is, it's like a big forums website for sports gaming and stuff. It's really good. You guys should check it out. I get a lot of rosters from there and sliders, sets, stuff like that. But anyway, Jake Locker coming out of the gates looking like Tavares Jackson already. But back to the sliders. They are supposed to be, I think it's 4 different sets. There's a set that's like easier, a little bit easier than all Madden. A set that's about equal to all Madden. A set that's like harder than all Madden, but it's not like amazingly hard, which is the one I'm using. And then there's like a really hard set, which is like, I don't know. I just looked at the sliders and was like, I don't think I can play on this. But yeah, I'll put the link to those in the description. I think it's the set I'm using is called the blue set. I believe green is easier, red is equal, blue is slightly harder, and black is like ridiculously hard. So anyway, you see the Lions are getting out to a very fast start after picking us off to start the game. They drive all the way down to the field into our red zone, and Kevin Smith is going to get stopped there on third down, so they're going to end up kicking a field goal. Jason Hanson is going to hit this one straight through the uprights. Pretty easy chip shot for him. Puts the Lions up 3-0. And Jason Hanson actually have my fantasy football team. How about them apples? But anyway, Chris Johnson here taking the handoff. He's going to fumble it. Louis Delmas is going to pick it up and pretty much get tackled by his own guy, which was pretty funny. But Chris Johnson having some turnover problems. The whole team having some turnover problems apparently to start at this game. And that's what really killed us this game. It's, you know, I think this game would have been a lot different if we had just hung on to the ball. Hung on. But anyway, 3rd and goal here. Stafford drops back. He's looking for his man Calvin Johnson in the end zone, but he cannot hit him. So that's going to set up 4th and goal, and Jason Hanson would come back out again, kick another chip shot field goal, and the Lions are going to go up 6-0. So a pretty quick start for the Lions. I also believe that and there you see Jake Locker throwing another interception, this one to Kyle Van and Bosch. So again, the whole turnover thing was really what was killing us this game. But I believe the slider set recommended 11-minute quarters with an accelerated clock to run off to 15 seconds. So that's also some changes that I made in this game. I also might change the game speed to slow. I usually play on normal. And the slider set said you can really play on whatever you want, but I've heard some people say slow is pretty realistic, so I think I'll do that. But anyway, you see there, Tony Scheffler got the touchdown, put the Lions up 13-0. So here, Jake Locker, you can see his pretty shitty stats so far in the day. But, you know, here's where Jake Locker started to find his groove. Running the 2-minute drill here, finds Chris Johnson out of the backfield, picks up a good chunk of yards there, gets us to the 36-yard line, putting us in field goal range. And now Locker drops back again, and he's going to find one of his favorite targets, Jared Cook, over the middle, picks up the 1st down. And now, next play, 1st down, ball on the 13-yard line. This ball's going to be tipped. It was intended for, okay, let me see if I can get this right. I believe it was intended for Kendall Wright, but Kenny Britt knocked it off his head, and Nate Washington ended up catching it. But here we're going to hit Jared Cook, and then Jared Cook's going to pound his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Cuts the lead to 13-7. So a nice play there. Nice drive in general by Jake Locker and the Tennessee Titans. And now Chris Johnson running the ball. He's going to pick up, not the 1st down, but it's going to pick up about 10 yards. And back to what I was saying about the quarter length. I realized the gameplay was about 45 to 50 minutes long. Now, this was also a very defensive game, so that's why it might have been a little bit shorter. But if I get more 50-minute games, I might up it to 12-minute quarters just to make it a little bit more. I think when I was playing on 9-minute quarters with 20-second clock or whatever. You know, the clock goes down to 20 seconds. I think those were about 45 to 50 minutes too. So we'll see. The way you can usually tell is what your offensive and defensive ranks are. You know, if you're like last in defense and first in offense, you're probably playing a little too high quarters. You want to lower that a little bit, unless, you know, you're like the Patriots or something. But anyway, I think the Titans are going to be a primarily defensive team. But here we go. The defense is starting to step up. And we actually injured Javid Best there, sight that I'm sure Lions fans really don't want to see again happen again this year. But anyway, we get the ball back, and Locker starting to find his groove again. This time he hits Kenny Britt, and you can see there improving his stats. That touchdown, his completion percentage has gone up, and now Chris Johnson's going to take this one to the left side. But you see the flag is on the play, and this one's going to be called back for holding. So this would prove to be a key blow in this drive. We looked like we were going to maybe drive down and maybe even take the lead, but 2nd and 17 here. Locker looking. This ball's going to be tipped and somehow brought in by Javon Ringer, but he's going to fumble it, and Stephen Tulloch is going to pick it up. So crazy play there. Javon Ringer gets the tipped pass and then ends up fumbling it. So another turnover for us. This, like I said, was really killing us all game. And Stafford's going to break a tackle there, and he's going to hit his man, Maurice Stovall, for the first down. Picking up a big chunk there, and now Matt Stafford, 3rd and 2, hands it off to Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith picks up the first down, extending the drive a little bit as we're into the 4th quarter now. And then now 3rd and 18, the Lions look like they're going to push back a little bit. Stafford is hit very hard, and Marcus Griffin, the recently re-signed Marcus Griffin, comes out of nowhere, swats that, holds them to a field goal. Very nice play. I was actually pretty fortunate to get out of there only with a field goal. So now we're down 9 points. It's a 2-possession game with 9 minutes left. It's going to be tough for a rookie quarterback not a rookie quarterback, but, you know, a first-year starter to kind of make his way back. This is really going to prove to be a big test for Jake Locker. So we'll see what he can do. He's starting to find his groove. He's finding Nate Washington all over the place. Definitely had a big game. Nate Washington stepped up big when we needed them to. Here's going to find him again. They kept pressing him, and he just kept breaking that press, and there he's going to find the end zone for the touchdown. So we pick up 6 points, and we're actually going to go for 2 here, and I'm going to explain my reasoning behind this. So if we only kick the field goal, if we only kick the extra point, we make it 16-14, and if they score a touchdown again, it's a 2-possession game. But if we get the 2-point conversion, which we just did, it's 16-15. If they score a touchdown, they only go up 8 if they kick the extra point. So it's still a 1-possession game at that point. So that was my thinking behind that. And here we're going to stop them on a key 3rd down. Akeem Ayers with the big tackle. I love Akeem Ayers out of UCLA. So we're going to get the ball. Next drive is going to look for Kenny Britt down the sideline. Kenny Britt drags his toes in there. Only his 2nd reception of the game, but it was a big one. We got the ball down to the 30-yard line, and now we're going to hand it off to Chris Johnson here at 1st and 10. Chris Johnson's going to pick up a good chunk of yards, 8 yards on that one. You can see here he's having another solid day. Not too many yards, but he's doing what we need him to do. And now Locker's going to pick up the first down using his legs there. You see he's got 4 rushes for 22 yards. And now Locker is going to hand this one off to Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson's going to try and cut back, but that would lead to a 4th down. So we're going to end up kicking this field goal with 1 minute and 14 seconds left. Looks like we're going to put us on top, put us ahead, as Rob Baronis will make this one. I'm going to spoil it. Spoilers! Anyway, Rob Baronis makes that one. We go up 2 points. We go up 18-16. And it looks like we might be able to come out of here with the win. But you see here, Matt Stafford would not give up. I think he hit Maurice Stovall there again, who had a pretty big game. Now they're calling the no-huddle. Ball on the 48-yard line, 40 seconds and counting. Trying to audible the defense. Stafford's looking. And this time he hits Ryan Broyles out of Oklahoma. So Stafford and the Lions are driving. And now, after they would call a timeout, Stafford, out of the pistol set, something you don't see in the NFL too much. You see it a lot in college. But he's looking, and he is going to end up finding Calvin Johnson. And, Bobby McCarthy does nothing. He breaks a tackle. And you know what? We're just going to let him score. We don't want them to keep the ball, run it, make us waste our timeouts, run the clock down. And we just let them score the touchdown at that point after they were in clear field goal range. So anyway, Tony Shefflin's going to make this ridiculous one-handed catch to make the 2-point conversion good, so they go up 24-18. That way that there's any bit of a chance that we miss an extra point. If we do score, then the game could still go into overtime. And now Locker looking, he is going to be sacked. We have to call one of our timeouts. And now going to this 4 verticals play that everyone loves to run. Looking for his man Washington. He might have him. Oh, but good defense by the defender. And now, just 9 seconds left, about 2 more chances. 3rd and 18, Locker still looking deep. This time he's going for Kenny Britt, and this one is also going to be incomplete. So 4th and 18, game on the line. The last chance for the Tennessee Titans. Locker looking under pressure, and this is going to end up being an incomplete pass. He was hit as he threw it. So we're going to end up losing this game 24-18. Tennessee Titans fall to 2-1. As you can see, Dig Bliss was not happy with his quarterback there. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please thumbs up this video, and if you want to see more Madden videos like these, please subscribe. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'm out. Peace.